where owners of residential and commercial buildings in Mombasa's central business district have been ordered to paint their premises with a uniform color. In a notice issued to residents, the county administration has directed that all buildings be painted white and blue color, which symbolizes the Indian Ocean. The owners are also required to clean and refurbish their properties so it is up to decency, health and safety standards. Those who fail to comply with the directive have been warned of dire consequences. The Kenya Association of Hotel Keepers and Caterers have hailed the plan, saying it will be a cheapest way of beautifying the tourism hub. Francis Mtalaki now joins us. Mtalaki, good morning. What are residents and businessmen responding to this directive?
Well, good morning, Ashley. And from what we can be able to say, it has been raining for the better part of the morning, but when we were doing some spot check, we could be able to see that a number of building owners within the CBD have started complying with that order. And as you can see behind me, a while ago before the rain began, there were gentlemen who were painting this building as per the directive by the county government of Mombasa. And according to the county government of Mombasa, they want all buildings in the CBD and Old Town to be painted with white and Egyptian blue color, so that to signify the Indian Ocean. And also this is one of the ways that is said to be the cheapest way of beautifying Mombasa, selling Mombasa, and also making sure that the county of Mombasa is up to the standards that are required in terms of safety and health, and also the beautification of the county of Mombasa. But also the county government of Mombasa saying that whoever fails to comply with this order, then he will face dire consequences. We are yet to see what the county government is Mombasa proposing in terms of the penalties. But I would want to bring in Mr. Sam Ikwaya, who is coming from Kenya Hotel Keepers and Caterers, so that we can be able to shed more light, because this is a tourist destination, and so the tourism sector will be hugely affected or hugely impacted, whether positive or negative, in terms of this directive. Possibly we can move closer so that we can talk more. As the tourism sector, what is your take on this issue by the county government of Mombasa?
We think it's a brilliant move. We support the county government for this particular initiative because then for once we're able to get an identity, something that defines and describes Mombasa. For the longest time, Mombasa County has been grappling with a bad image, an image of garbage. At one time, we were called a garbage resort, a town that did not have a particular pattern. And if we want to position ourselves as a tourism destination, we must then be able to identify such things, and that's a brilliant initiative from the county government, that then we're able to have a color scheme that is able to define Mombasa as a destination. If you look at Peru, India, and other leading destinations we travel to, they actually have a color scheme that is able to resonate with the people of that particular destination. And blue and white for us is marvelous, because they're talking about the ocean and the sand, and therefore really blends in well with the city. There's a time it was so bad such that every business, it was kind of Mombasa as a destination we are promoting. If it was not Tusker, we were promoting condoms. If not Trust condoms, we were promoting something else. But then a uniform color for a city like Mombasa is something that then even sets the mood of the residents of that town to be responsible in terms of managing the image of their town. And we are hoping that this is going to a long way to even impact and affect how we look at our environment as the residents of this particular county.
But one will ask, in terms of companies like Airtel, Safaricom, and banks, what happens to them now?
No, there are many other avenues of branding and marketing. We would not like to be littered and be a town that really is advertising all manner of things. We have billboards that they can pay for and be able to pay space and advertise in those particular locations. But really, as a result and as a resident of this county, I'm very happy, and we're very glad we like to support the county government through that initiative. Those who are advertising in those particular buildings, we saw it was not even done properly. It is not good to have all manner of advertisements. Even in your house, you'll have to have a particular order in the house, and that is what the county is trying to do. And
but looking at these companies, they have a specific identification, like Safaricom, Airtel, and banks. This is their identity. How are they going to sell their products to the residents of Mombasa? Who are their customers again?
We have billboards. We have demarcated and identified places where they can put up very good adverts. We will not like them happening in our buildings. Then they spoil the aesthetics of our destination. So let's just say we like to promote, we like to love them advertising, but the billboards are there. Mombasa has vast places where they can put the adverts and everything. But for now, we are happy with the blue and white.
Some of the building owners are saying that they have tiled their buildings. And now the county government of Mombasa is coming out saying that you need to paint white and black. This is different in terms of the money they have put in and invested in terms of their business.
We have actually had this discussion with the county government. And true, the timing and probably the way it was being enforced, there are some business people who have thought it was rather radical. Some had already painted probably in December, some other colors. There's what we call negotiated compliance, and I think the county is very reasonable on this. It's something that can be negotiated with the county, but we are happy at how it's being handled generally. What we need to do is to progress towards achieving it. And that's what we're saying as a business community, that we are supporting this initiative. 1-2 years down the line, that will be achieved. But also remember, this has always been in the county government bylaws. Probably these are one of those legislations that have never been enforced by the county government or the municipal council then. So now the county is simply enforcing what's supposed to have been done.
And also, let's go down to Old Town, which is included in this directive. And looking at Old Town, there's Fort Jesus and also the Old Town buildings that identify Mombasa. They sell Mombasa to other countries as a tourist destination. When you paint them white and blue, then are we not killing tourism to the other side?
No, tourism does not die because of the painting. It is the aesthetics. If you look at Melvis and look at other, actually the world's renowned heritage sites have actually been painted, and you can Google and search these, have actually been painted and have some color schemes that actually portray and preserve them. And actually that directive that the county is painted, you can actually look at the buildings that have not been painted in the county. And you can clearly see that probably some business owners even within the Old Town had neglected actually uplifting the face of those particular buildings. And because of this directive, actually we can see them now uplifting and improving the image of those particular buildings. It's a good thing. The painting, the way it is done, it's not altering the regional structure or the regional color codes or corporate colors of the businesses or the buildings in Old Town. It is strips that are able to show that this is the image that you are portraying and carrying of this particular destination.
One will say that already Old Town has that rich culture in terms of the Swahili and Arabs, and then now having this directive could be in one way trying to disadvantage what is already there.
I think if you walk to Old Town today, and they have taken that walk already, you will see how blue and white blends into that old color that has actually been painted. So it is aesthetic, the image that is coming out. And trust you me, if you have a clean area, I mean, it will be difficult for you to throw garbage when you have a clean environment around you. So what we're trying to do and why we're supporting the county is so that then everybody working within the county can actually feel there's something that has changed about Mombasa, and that is the branding that we've been urging the county to do. They have done it. I think it's only for the residents and the business community to support the county to be able to achieve this vision of the county.
Of course, on top of this beautification thing, we've seen the cabros that are being made by the county government of Mombasa in each end of areas around the CBD. But also, it seems to have affected the drainage in this building. What do you have to say about that?
No. We have had a challenge again in the, 2-3 years ago when the fiber optic came. It was difficult for people to even walk on the streets of Mombasa and the pavements, because every other business after every 2 weeks, there was digging, drenching, and nobody was returning them properly. So I think creating the pavements is very good, because then we can have more people walking on the pavements. The pedestrians are able to walk on the pavements and actually allow people who are driving to use the roads. This is a very good initiative. What will happen about the drainage is that can be fixed with the business building owners and the county governments. I think Mombasa doesn't have a serious drainage problem within the buildings. What we have is the drainage that goes to the main sewers, and that is being fixed. But about pavementing and putting beautification and putting proper pavements and demarcating the roads and everything, that is a brilliant thing that goes together with the beautification program that the Mombasa county has initiated. And because of that, you've actually seen them working very hard to even manage garbage. Because you're going to force people to paint buildings and have dustbins, and then you don't pick the garbage. So I think it's a mindset that is taking shape in Mombasa, and we need to support it and see actually how it transforms us as a destination.
Thank you so much for your time. Well, there you have it, Ashley, in terms of the beautification of the city. And the county government of Mombasa is continuing to monitor this situation. I understand that later in the day, there will be an inspection led by the deputy governor and the CC for transport. And so it is something to look at. But as it stands now, it's still raining, no much of activity in terms of the new directive that is being implemented by the county government of Mombasa. And as it stands now, some of the building owners have already complying with this directive, and we will be able to see how, when the whole process is complete, how Mombasa will look, how Mombasa will have its new image in terms of the colors. Ashley.
All right, many thanks, Francis Mtalaki from Mombasa there. Of course, it will be interesting to see the new face of Mombasa after this beautification process. From Mombasa to Turkana, where the 11